Welcome to Nonprofit Network, powered by Stokes Auction Group. We are a group of fundraising professionals that specialize in raising funds to improve communities of all sizes.
Welcome, everybody, to our podcast.
That is right. We are here in 2024. I'm Shelby Stokes.
Is this the first one?
Kelly Schenfeld.
Mark Drilling.
Polly Schenfeld. Hello, gang. Good afternoon.
I don't know about all of you, but we're super excited because we got the Drillster here. And holy cow, is he a ball of energy. We love you, Drill.
I like you guys.
Let's give Mark a proper introduction.
Okay.
Let's give him a little history on his auction world.
Okay.
He was born, and he was a sweet baby. He had problems with his bowels, so they went through tons of Huggies.
Yeah, and as a baby, he was a little unfortunate looking, but we loved him anyway.
I still wear Huggies.
Snuggies
My
now.
real name is Navin R. Johnson.
Is that your AKA?
Yeah.
Alias?
AKA.
All right.
No, that's how I roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I signed my headshots. No big deal. No big deal. So, Mark Drilling is a world-renowned auctioneer.
Oh,
World-renowned.
super high-class auctioneer.
World-renowned.
That just bought white pants.
I did just buy
Did you buy white pants?
Yeah, I thought it was a good look.
'Cause he's got his
I used to
white
think
pants,
a lot
he's got
more of
his
it
white
before
pants
just
on.
now.
Yeah, I'm actually wearing pants.
What?
You are wearing pants.
We're all wearing pants.
Thank you.
That's a win.
I
That's a
was thinking
win.
we did this without pants.
It would be really a wholly different channel.
This is pretty cool.
Not
you
a
guys.
bad idea.
Right, we're loving it.
Yeah. So I mean, like, let's get into it. So you ran Stokes Auction Group California
I did. Southern
for
California.
how many years?
We ran it for 14 years.
14
From-
years.
04 to 18.
Wow, yeah.
04 to 18.
Yeah. Learned a lot in 14 years.
Yeah. I started working with the Stokes Auction Group in like 97 or 98
Gotcha.
when we were living here and Ringman, all the way. And so I got to work with all the different auctioneers and and then in 04 we had moved back to California. We moved back in 01, so I was working there. And in 04 I got real excited and Janine and I opened the Stokes Auction Group Southern California.
Yes.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was fun. That was fun. I remember seeing their office building.
We had a real
You
office.
had a real legit
A
office
real-
space.
we had a
before.
couple,
It was
yeah.
kind of very small.
Yeah, the first one we had, we actually shared. We rented shared space
Yep.
with a sketchy dude who ran some kind of nonprofit. We're not sure what he did. And then
Some
eventually,
kind of plants were growing in the window.
Yeah. Smelled a little skunky.
It's California.
And then we rented our own office, and then expanded it to 2 offices, and then and that was probably like 2000, let's say 5 to 2010, and then after Katie went off to college, I have 3 children. The youngest is Katie. After she went off to college, we moved the office into our house.
Yep.
And it was cool at first, but then I ended up working 20 hours a day because the office is in your house.
Yeah.
But that was fun. Yeah, running the Stokes Auction Group was super fun.
And who's your wife?
Janine is my wife.
Janine is his wife. She's amazing.
And we think
She
the
is
world of them.
amazing.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, yeah.
She's a yoga queen.
She's a yoga master
Yeah,
queen.
yoga therapist.
Yeah, therapist.
She's constantly telling me what I need to do. It's amazing.
She's so good. And the reason we asked Mark to stay is because we had a workshop yesterday.
Workshop.
And that was super, super successful. But before we get into that,
Yeah.
Shelby kind of killed it.
you totally killed
I mean, we
it.
had a good day. We all came together.
Well,
We
this
wanted to
is
reignite the
literally.
flame, and I feel like we did that with our membership.
Yeah, I do
yesterday.
too.
I really do.
But before we
Yeah.
get into that, let's
Yeah.
talk about this, what is it, WhatsApp or
Versus
Telegram.
Telegram. Now, one, yeah,
These are all loaded conversations.
these are all loaded
Yeah.
conversations.
Loaded conversations.
One of them is owned by Hasha,
Well, okay, so here's the
and
deal.
one is owned by Metaverse.
So this came up.
Equally terrible.
Equally terrifying.
We're trying to have group communications with a whole bunch of people across devices. We're like, okay, what do we do? Is it Facebook? Is it this? Is it that? Well, as soon as you suggest one, they're like, well, I heard this happened. And the other one's like, I heard this happened. And ultimately, I don't know if we can trust anybody with our data, but we have to do something.
Yeah, so I think we just
And-
plug our nose and jump in.
Yeah, so we're between Telegram and WhatsApp, and I think I am personally leaning towards WhatsApp because it has more market penetration. There's people know what WhatsApp is.
Penetration.
I like the word penetration.
Me too.
The market fit is unreal. Yeah, for sure.
And we
So-
need it to communicate with a large group via text.
Yeah,
or
and what-
video that you taught me.
Yeah,
or phone.
or whatever. But Kelly has brought it to us that we have as we're working on Saturday nights or wherever, we're all over the country. It's kind of cool, the camaraderie to to one up each other.
It is.
But
Yeah.
to communicate,
2.5 million.
right? Or share pictures or share photos that can go up on our social media. So the group texting, some are green, some are blue,
Some are yellow.
but also limited to
Represent
how many people
green bubble.
can receive it. You said 20.
20. So I have an iPhone. I'm the one that started this text message thing, and I'm limited at 20. So
Right,
then we had to
yeah.
have the conversation. We don't just do auctioneers because everybody in our organization is equally as important. Now the auctioneer is the lead, obviously, for those auctioneers watching.
And sometimes they think they're the most
And
important.
sometimes they think they're the most important,
No.
but there's always a ringman there to remind them that they're not. But, so we wanted to include the entire group. So I love hearing that you love that camaraderie that happens
do.
because since COVID, we haven't all been able to get together and now we're all kind of used to that. So we're kind of trying to create that again.
Well, we used to all go out to, like
Applebee's
years ago.
or
We'd all
whatever.
meet, after our events. We'd
Everybody
go.
meet at Applebee's.
Yeah,
and
yeah, it's good in the neighborhood,
Steaks and drinks.
Yeah,
right? And it was fun. I mean, I didn't get home until 2 a.m, but it was super fun.
it was super
It was
fun.
good in the neighborhood. It was even better at the bar.
So you would choose WhatsApp over Telegram.
Well, whatever app is going to be easiest for everyone to use. Either
Mm-hmm.
way, we're all going to have it on our phones. But for me, I've used WhatsApp enough that it's pretty simple. Like we can share photos, share video, and it's encrypted. I don't even know what that means. But
But it's good.
but it's
Encrypted is good.
Sounds good.
It does.
It's a better penetration apparently.
That's where the encryption comes from.
Where the encryption comes from.
That's what matters.
Yeah. So we
But I
kind
do-
of going through that.
I do like that when Paulie says he was somewhere and he raised, $780,000, that I can get on and say, well, I was here and we raised 801.
And then somebody else will say, we raised 802, and then he feels like he was beaten.
Yeah.
Bum, bum,
But it is
It
great.
isn't about how
Yeah.
much we raise; it's about how we leave the customer feeling.
Oh,
And there's
look at
Coach
that.
laying in his bed in the middle of Cleveland, and his phone's going ding, ding, ding.
And he's
Yeah.
like,
And he's like, what the hell?
70249.
That's okay. We can bleep that out.
Because I don't know. A lot of times it's green and blue.
$12,840.
Yeah,
Screw you
and I had
guys.
87 items.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair market value of $200 a piece.
I mean, I've been there. I've been there, like a 6 a.m. flight out of back east, and you're ba-ding, ba-ding. You're like, oh, man.
Or I haven't taken the
Sort of
stage yet, and they're done and in the bar.
Yeah.
Where the hell are you?
Yeah.
I want to do that gig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's a call to Shelby. Hey, I'd like to talk to you about my schedule.
Yeah, no joke. Wait, what
Oh,
happened?
that
Huh?
immediately.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. No,
Or,
I'm on the
like
group
I brought
chat.
up
I see it.
yesterday, I'm at home not working, and I get 32 text messages. Well, this apparently it's 20.
It's 20.
Of I did this, I did that. I'm like, I didn't work, and I'm okay with that.
Right. But if I wanted you on both those texts, which I have before, so you will have 2 text message streams going.
You could have 20.
Yeah.
Oh,
so,
I now understand why there's 2.
Yes.
And then drilling will sometimes respond to last week's text
Yes.
message this week.
Always.
That's for sure.
I don't know.
And then that
Especially
confuses
when, like,
somebody else.
I
and
don't know
it's a
what day it
mess.
is.
He's like, it was a great
Drilling-
night tonight. We're like, that was last week.
I don't even know what
Right,
day
huh?
it is. So it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Drilling's at home, not working. There's 30 other gigs going. Mike Merrill or somebody texts in, hey, we raised 85 grand in San Diego. Great night.
Yeah.
Drilling's
yeah.
like, wait a second.
I live there.
I gotta update my bio. What the hell's going on here?
Yeah. But we did have a great workshop yesterday,
We did.
and
We did.
we'd love to hear how you enjoyed it. But talk a little bit about that workshop yesterday and what shocked you in the very beginning.
Tell us all
of
about it,
Tell
Shelby.
us all about it. Goodbye, Denise.
So,
One of our daughters just left. So
Bye, Denise.
Not my daughter, your daughter, but okay.
one of
yeah.
mine are me and Mark. Yep.
Favorite daughter.
Favorite daughter.
It's on film. It has
That's
to be
what
true.
she said.
We basically have been in a transition period for years and years, and yesterday a retirement was kind of announced.
The baton.
Kind of a baton passing.
The baton
but
passing.
The beginning of telling people I'm out of here.
Yeah. For sure. So Mark Schoenfeld, your husband, is basically announced that
Your
the
brother.
transition is well underway,
my friend.
and we're pushing all the way in. Yeah,
Yeah.
in terms of making that transition happen.
Yep,
Yeah.
and he will be directly beside Shelby for
I'm
the
not
next
sure you're in
couple
it for the
3
honesty,
years
Paul.
Yeah.
or however long Shelby wants that.
You know, it was
And,
funny because I feel
these
like
two monkeys over here are not paying attention.
well, I got
Shelby.
to choose my words carefully
I know,
around
right?
them.
Yes,
Yeah,
you
for
do.
sure. So,
Oh, yes, you do.
Well, and part of it is like 4 years ago we had a similar undertone of our workshop, right?
Yes.
Which was like, okay, things are going to start changing. You know what I mean? This is going to be the guy. Then 2020 happened and everything went crazy. Like in terms of our business plan,
Yep.
what our services were, pandemic hit. So
And
coming
we were
back,
worried about you because you were sucking your thumb in the quarter with your binky.
Well,
at
yeah.
that
Built
point.
this amazing
At that
studio
point,
that
I
you
was
see
like,
behind
I
us.
was like,
Yeah.
right?
No, you weren't crying. You were just like, "What are we gonna do?" And Mark was right there with you. So
Yeah. So, I mean, it was kind of like a retread of that material. So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it wasn't like a huge surprise to me. And also, it's happening very naturally in our
yes,
business.
yes, it is.
So, when he made the announcement and was like, gasp, I'm like, yeah, guys, like this is.
Pay attention, people.
This is
Oh,
what's
yeah,
going
you
on.
can see all of our faces.
Yeah, I mean, so, I mean, it was
You
a
didn't
very
even know
cool
it.
moment. In hindsight, I wish I would have given Mark Schoenfeld more flowers because the last
loves
4
flowers.
years have just been, like he said, the most stressful times in our professional and personal lives.
Yeah.
And for us to try to move this company to one set of services to another and then back to traditional services has been a lot. We have gone from a team to our team is half the size as it was before the pandemic hit.
Yep.
And with that comes budget constraints and stresses regarding personnel and job description, et cetera, et cetera. So all of the last 4 years have been highly stressful, and it's because of Mark's leadership that we were able to come through that period and still have a company.
Yeah, thank you for that. That's
Yeah,
awesome. Yeah.
And when you say team, office team,
Office team.
not just us as
No.
vendors, but there's fewer of us now too, obviously.
Right.
But your staff has been reduced.
Staff has been halved, and I would also say that even vendors or members in this case would be like half. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because a lot of individuals were on one career path and we would have fit into their future portfolio and they've relocated their attention because there's just not a
survival.
viable path for them anymore.
Yeah.
So I mean the entirety of the company is different than it was. And the only reason that we're able to sit here and say it's still a company is because of Mark
It's
Schoenfeld.
because of Mark.
I mean,
Well, and Kelly.
And Kelly, both
Yeah.
of you. And the reason that we're coming to you
Absolutely.
live or whatever this is in this podcast form is because we literally
Built
built
this
a
studio.
studio on your home campus
Look at the size,
and
dude.
then put up a second building to do a second studio.
behind that TV behind
And
us.
the sacrifice and mental fortitude that you had to maintain through that period is unparalleled.
Yeah, and I think
can't
the
thank you guys
hardest
enough
I
for
think
that.
the hardest part of it was getting all these sets, like setting this up behind us. We had to get all the lamps above, look at this, all the stuff we had to move in that's behind us for us to create
That's
this
insane.
today.
Raise
It was
your hand
almost like we had a green screen, but we don't because we believe in real. But
Why-
or
And
We're on
then
like
we
that.
transformed the garage.
we
Yeah.
transformed
That
the
was our third
garage,
studio.
plus we built a building. But out of that workshop, what was your biggest take? We have you on this podcast, and and by the way, Shelby performed.
Dance monkey, dance monkey, dance monkey.
No, I mean you performed.
I could hardly see the
excellently. Yeah, you did. You performed
Like a marionette.
really well. Really, you exceeded our expectations.
Well,
And it felt to
definitely.
me that Shelby got more and more comfortable
I would agree.
well, he told me his blood sugars were a little low,
Yeah.
which will
So,
switch up.
ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah, but it felt like you
Goodness
you
sakes.
knew the material. You knew what you were trying to accomplish, and for me, I think one of the biggest takeaways was that in workshops in the past, we would do breakout sessions. There was a lot of people there. There was a lot to do, a lot going on, and it felt like at this workshop, it was really, I don't want to say rootsy, but it was simple. There were simple topics. We had discussions. There were consultants in the room, ringmen in the room, auctioneers in the room, literally all the facets of what we do and that work for Stokes. And we had great conversation, not just from a couple of auctioneers.
right?
We got to hear from, like I said, everyone who was there. I felt like kind of piped up, chimed in, and were able to ask questions, and their questions were answered. not necessarily. I felt like we were all being talked to, not talked at, from everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah. Do you
That
feel?
means a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And do
absolutely.
you feel like with all the different phones in the room, the Chinese and the Russians were listening to our entire day? It's possible.
Most likely. Well, especially apparently if we're really concerned about that topic, then it doesn't really matter what app you're using.
Yeah.
All of our phones are made in China.
Yes.
So
And thank you for watching this on YouTube.
Thank you for watching this
Also-
on YouTube.
also made in China. Yeah.
Yeah. Also
I put
from
black tape
China.
on my
Comrades.
camera.
Yeah.
Well, I really appreciate.
And your nipples.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. What about you, Kelly? What was your biggest takeaway?
Yeah, Kelly.
I was super proud of you. I was super proud
That
of you.
that doesn't count.
That doesn't
Okay,
count.
all
No.
right.
She's
Well,
good.
then,
She's good.
my biggest
Reroll.
takeaway,
Yeah,
like
reroll.
professionally,
Yeah.
my biggest professional
That
takeaway.
would be a good answer.
Okay. So I can't talk about anything personal.
Well, it could be
So-
personal.
Next.
Yeah.
And Mark did a great job too.
And Mark did a great job. No, I would say my biggest takeaway was I was really pleased to see the interaction from some of our seasoned auctioneers and ringmen. And it was well received by the newer people. And the seasoned people actually learned something, I believe,
did.
from the newer people because it's a fresher look. It's a very green look. And sometimes as we've been in this business for years and years, we all know better than anybody, you get kind of settled in what you think is the way or whatever. And they really injected, I think, into the seasoned people some freshness,
Yeah.
as well as the seasoned people really got to educate some of the younger. And I love the fact that we had spouses there because it is a team thing. We're sending these gals out sometimes 4 Saturdays a month.
Yeah, I didn't love it that much.
No, right?
Sorry, my foot is cramping. Again.
Oh, it's got a
Dude,
foot
there's
cramp.
something going on with my feet.
Polly, when you were asked what were you hoping to take away from the workshop, you said that you were not looking for new material, but what did you say exactly? 'Cause I
Fresh.
thought-
Basically that.
all right, well, fair.
A new shtick.
There you go.
We all got our shtick on
Right.
the stage. We all got our go-to jokes.
I bring my
and
shtick
stuff.
everywhere. Sorry.
Do you have a handler for that shtick?
I have to
Mom
check
says,
it when
"You
I
won't
fly."
be needing that.
I'm gonna check my shtick.
She just left.
Checking my shtick.
But I think did I answer your question?
Well, yes. I just thought that was I thought that what you were hoping to get out of the workshop was good because I felt like, yeah, Shelby brought it up. Kingsbury, Jeff brought it up. Like, we have the same jokes over and over and over. And I think you had said that at one point you were like, this is old. And I'm not necessarily liking, not who you are or what you're doing,
But kinda.
but kind of,
Yeah.
right. And to be in the moment, to live in the moment, and to roll with almost like improv.
Mm-hmm.
That's what kind of makes what we do as auctioneers, at least for me, fun.
Yeah.
Like if I know I'm going to say after this item, I'm going to say, like we always say the same shtick.
Yeah.
And it's
Right.
for me, it's a lot more fun to just kind of relax and roll. I don't know if it's because of the pandemic or because we were off for years or I was stuck doing this, like talking to a green dot and trying to connect with people during our online events,
Virtual
events. Thank you. To get back in front of people and to feed off of their, whether it's laughter or gas, I get both a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what's fun. And I missed being in front of people. And so to be able to come at them with, I'm not going to say the same shit that I've been saying for 20 years, or
That's what I
25
got from
years.
Shelby. Like,
I did
read the room and don't overthink it.
Yeah.
I'm notorious for that in a lot of aspects of my life. Don't overthink it. Read the room, feel the room, find a person, find somebody that's receptive, work off of that.
And be you.
That is what I took.
Yeah.
And I could definitely use that.
And I was laying in bed thinking about this question yesterday too, because that was the
You
one
should
that
be
I
doing other
didn't
things
feel like
besides thinking
like
about
sleep,
workshops.
like
You'd be laying
sleeping.
in bed thinking about this question.
But
To be or not to be.
So I like wrote down all the stuff that people wanted to get out of the day, and that was one of them that I didn't feel like was addressed, or I could bring levity or bring something to, which is why I readjusted at the end. But I've thought further about it, and I know that when I'm starting to go into rooms that I've been to for like 4 or 5 years, I will force myself to go through that catalog beforehand and come up with 3 new tidbits, like 3 new things,
Like about the event.
about the item.
Oh, about the item. Oh, because the
About
repeat
the item,
items. Sure.
about the event, about something, right? And do I do that 100% of the time? No. Like, should I? Yes. But like, if you have at least 1 or 2 new nuggets you can inject in there, you know, it really helps like kickstart that engine. Like, how could I do this differently? What did I say last year? The problem that I have bumped into in the past is like you kind of go down one track of thinking, you get to the next year, and then you get we heard this before. You
I'm
know
always
what I mean?
worried that they're, you know, sir, if you'll bid $100, I promise I'll ask them to bid $100. Well, that's kind of my job. And it always gets a laugh. But
That's good. I like
there you go. Your new material.
I like that.
You can have all my bad shtick, but it works. I mean, I don't know. I used to get so freaked out when I was going to do something new, or I was following another auctioneer from SAG, or even outside of SAG. But to go into a new room now, like me personally, I'll get online, right? I want to know everything there is to know about this organization. Who's who founded it? Are they still a part of it? Anything I can put in my tool belt, right?
Yeah.
So that when I get up there, I'm not just holding a pair of pliers and some duct tape, right? I've got all of these tools to get after
we
it
were
with.
founded in 1937 by Mr.
Right, and Bob is
Blah,
here
blah.
tonight, or whatever.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to meet Bob. But also, what fires me up about fundraising, specifically for nonprofit, is I want to know where those dollars go. What are they doing? Who are they helping? So that if there are people there, whether it's during Fund a Need or even like who knows who's there, if I meet them and can say, we heard earlier from so-and-so about the difference the dollars that we're raising right now are making in the community. If I know where those dollars are or what they do, then I can kind of bring that to what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And so if I've been at somewhere for 20 years, maybe I'm not as fired up because I know. And it's not that I know where the dollars are going or don't know that they're making a difference, but I'm excited about where they're going and what they're doing.
Yeah.
That kind of fires me up.
Yeah, but I think that's the new, right? I think that's the new. Like,
Yes.
you're leaning into the new.
Yes.
And where I got when I was, 5-6 years into doing this professionally, is I was using the same shtick, much of it recycled, and it was just like I was not filling my cup anymore. It was not doing it because I was just hitting the same material over and over.
And the guests will feel that.
The guests
that
will
your
feel
cup
that.
is not
And-
full.
and
Yeah, your
Jeff-
energy.
And Jeff made a good point in that meeting where he said, "Hey, so making those good jokes that we know are still hit, but if your delivery isn't authentic, it doesn't hit."
Correct.
Like those
There you
jokes
go.
that work, try them without energy or enthusiasm or inflection, and they fall flat.
Right.
Good.
You know.
point.
If you're just up there going
Good
through the
point.
motions like a robot,
Yeah,
that's what you are.
Yeah.
yeah.
Or if you're up there like a deer in headlights, like me often, terrified of what A is going to come out of my mouth.
Yeah, yeah, right.
'Cause you never know.
Yeah.
I'm super will say the inappropriate thing. But I'll, able to roll with it and laugh it off. So I loved that part of your shtick.
Your
Your
shtick.
shtick, your workshop. That was
shtick.
great. Yeah.
Your
No.
shtick.
Yeah.
Lastly, I feel like we, create an environment conducive to giving. Been our tagline, been our mission, been our.
It's tattooed on my. No.
And now Shelby has got. Now his is the North Star. What's your North Star?
Yeah,
Ooh.
that is the new tagline.
Right?
I
Yes.
think we
That-
should
Wow.
do. Following our North Star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which director of awesome?
Director of Awesome, following the North Star.
Chief. Oh, that's CAO. That doesn't
And
exist,
that's
but
what it.
whatever.
It
Chief
felt like
Awesome
That is
Officer.
fantastic, though, Paul. You're right.
Terrible speller.
Yeah, it's that we're going into a new digital age, a more digital age every single day. Technology doubles itself every 10 years, right? Another 10 years from now, it's going to be something different. Besides TikTok, it's going to
Yeah.
be something else.
But that
We've gotta
North
be on that
The
edge.
top.
Right?
We gotta be
yeah,
on the
but
top.
that North Star is
Right.
more important in this technology world more so than ever, because you can get lost in all of the different stuff, and to have that is a fantastic thought. That you could change our
We're good.
mantra.
I mean, we're integrity, teamwork, passion
Correct.
currently.
Yeah.
Passion,
Yeah.
integrity, teamwork. I'm not sure what order it goes in. But maybe it's time to revisit that.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Oh, I love this.
Maybe you all have some ideas.
I love this change.
Greed, anger. No.
Greed, anger, and selfishness. That's what
We're here to hustle your. No.
Yeah.
We're gonna pick you up by your legs and dump you out until all your
Yeah.
money falls on the floor.
Give me all your milk money.
That's Stokes Auction, where we abuse the hell out of you and steal your cash.
Come on down.
And then we feel good about it.
I actually read that on a competitor's site. Now that I think about it.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Friend Peditor? Yeah, Friend Peditor.
Friend
site.
Peditor.
Yeah, Friend Peditor. I would say that my biggest takeaway was the realization of how disconnected this core group has been.
Yes.
You know, there was a lot of time that we spent in the pandemic so focused on our customers that we neglected our members and our teammates that we had been working with for years. And we knew it was going on. We knew that that drift was occurring. And it was hard because we didn't have anything to say to re-encourage individuals that it was going to be okay.
Right.
We didn't know what the future had
We
in
didn't
store.
know.
We didn't know. And this was one of those realizations where going into the member workshop, I was like, this is a lot of work. I don't know if we're going to do this again. We'll see how this goes. And coming out of it, there was such a palpable energy throughout the course of the day that was something that I had not witnessed in a long time.
There was never a lull.
Never. Not once.
I didn't feel
You're
one.
right.
Yeah.
You're right about that.
There was never a lull. You did real good about the breaks, which when they broke, man, they went
Yeah.
out and just talked more.
Well, and that was it. Like, if you were there, I was big on timeline. If you're an aucneer, make sure you have a timeline because attention is limited.
And then he
for
goes like
everybody.
this, and he's not even wearing a watch.
And then it was like,
He's have a watch on. Please.
where's the watch? But I kept saying, okay, be back in this room in 10 minutes. And then 9 minutes would go around, and I'd look around the room, and everyone is just like in conversation, either personal conversation or
engaged.
business conversation. No one's sitting in the corner by themselves. No one's hiding in the hotel room. You know, like there were individuals that were just ready to be there. And I think that that really was a huge takeaway for me, is that we have to find a way to really stay connected as a group.
Yeah.
Because we are a small group of individuals that are united under one mission of doing good for the world, we are such a specific group that often cannot work together at these events. So we need to find a way to get that connective glue back together.
And Drill really helped this morning by talking about that monthly Zoom as opposed to, you know, a newsletter. We invite, and whoever comes, great. You might not get them every time, but it's that connection.
Member Spotlight live on Zoom once a month.
Yeah.
If you like what we're seeing, hit like and subscribe.
Yeah.
It'll be right here.
I love it.
It'll be right here in Kelly's deal.
Right here.
Right here.
Like
the button.
and subscribe.
Like
And
subscribe.
isn't that a thing?
It is now.
I think so.
Hit like and subscribe.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think we could do that in post, right?
Oh, sure. Yeah. No.
Okay.
We're going to.
Is there post?
Internet. Yeah, for
Okay,
sure.
good.
Yeah, internet. We got it. So yeah, I mean, overall, I was really excited about the member workshop. I was happy where it landed, and like we said, we don't know what the future has in store, but by God, we're gonna do it.
Go ahead, Kelly.
Well, and it was most important to me. I'm glad everybody got something out of that workshop for sure.
Agreed.
But for me personally, it was most important that you were re-energized by this because you are now taking the lead on our future. And a lot of us want to be a part of that, right? But if you're not energized, we ain't going nowhere.
Next week, Shelby will be doing the podcast from the back of a horse.
Yeah.
That's right.
Sitting the wrong way.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. It's exciting.
It is.
It has to be. Yeah, and I think that it was. You know, the energy that was created really inspired me. And I think a lot of that was the younger individuals in the room, like having really
the newer people.
silly questions at times.
We're great questions.
And the
It's not fair to
experience.
say silly.
Yeah.
Well, in past workshops,
I would go with stupid.
but in past workshops,
It would have landed like a lead balloon. It would have.
But in past workshops, that would have landed like a lead balloon. No, kid,
well-
this is how you do it.
Well, yeah, and it would have
felt
been
like-
shut down by one or two people
Right.
that would have just owned it, taken it over.
And there was an exchange
Yeah, there
near
was.
the end of that day where we
And
had
you know who you were.
a co-founder of the company, my father,
Yeah.
having an exchange with somebody that brought an idea that we have poo-pooed in the past as a group, and they had an interaction and found common ground.
Found common ground.
And that is growth not only from our juniors, but also from our seniors
Agreed.
coming together and trying to bridge that gap. So
Yeah.
I left with a lot of faith in our members and
Yeah.
the opportunity to grow. So
I'm
thank you,
excited
guys.
about. Thank you.
yeah.
I'm excited about what we were talking about. what the conversations that stemmed from the workshop,
Right.
which is like staying connected, having a monthly, quarterly, whatever you guys decide, like Zoom
Happy hour.
Yeah, like an interactive. Where rather than us sitting here talking, it's everyone talking and collectively communicating, like regularly.
Yeah.
We can hear about what's going on in this market or that market. I really look forward to hearing and not having to wait a year
Yeah.
to get together with all of the people that I do love so much and really enjoy working with.
And we gave everybody these really cool 30-year canteens. You're welcome. Because I created
They had
those.
goodies in them.
They had goodies in them. I did. I ordered those.
She
I-
stuffed every one of them.
Everyone
So the
had-
way, he and
No, it was
Janine
these,
and
yeah.
us all
this crew
stuffed.
made it happen.
But what we could use as a tagline for these Zooms is, "Hey, bring your jugs to the meeting.
Follow your North Star.
Follow your North Star and bring your jugs."
Oh my goodness.
No,
No, I don't think the tagline of
What
"Bring
about
your
like,
jugs"
What
is
about
gonna
like,
fly.
but those are cool jugs.
what about like
aren't they?
Wonder Jugs?
Wonder jugs?
Well, here we go.
And on that note,
We told you we were going to make it a little edgy this year, but we're giving you some
yeah,
good
Kelly, what's
information.
going on in the news?
Yeah,
Tell
no,
us, tell
we
us,
start-
Kelly.
No,
Yeah.
I have no idea.
What's new hip hop and
I
happening?
got
Come
nothing
on, Wonder
for.
Jug.
I got nothing. I got nothing. I
Tagline.
got nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
Wonder
Didn't
Jugs.
even have time to watch the news in the last couple of days, so
Honestly,
I don't
right,
even know.
It's been busy around here.
It's been
I-
busy.
It's been busy.
So from what I'm
you know what's
aware, I
happening in
think
the
we're
news?
still functioning. The
You know
world
what's
is.
happening in the news? I got an update in the last 2 days.
Talk to me.
Politics. So let's
Still
not talk
happening.
about those.
Surprising. Let's not talk about
But yeah,
happening.
politics
Still
are
happening.
happening. Yeah, Iowa happened.
If you want to tune in for not the news, this is the spot.
Yeah, no joke. But what I will say is, like, in closing, I was really hoping to get like your history with Stokes Auction Group,
Aw,
which
man.
means you're gonna have to come back because I think we had a
Yeah.
really good episode.
He'll be back in June.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He'll be back
maybe
in
a
June.
member spotlight.
I like that.
Zoom you in.
I like
I can
that.
zoom in. I can field questions, especially the dumb ones.
And we can put you
know
in
who you
our
are.
Zoom. We can put you in like in a little alien ship because that's been part of our conversations. You're gonna go on the Ivan Files when we're done. 'cause
Hit
it's gonna
like
be
and
you
subscribe.
three. Yeah.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
It'll be right here.
Well, cool. Well, thanks for
might be
thanks for
over
hanging
here.
out with us
Yeah. I don't know.
this week and every week.
Oh my gosh! Thank you for
Yeah,
having me, guys.
for sure.
And I love. What's the name of the podcast?
We haven't named it.
Doesn't it?
It's
The podcast.
it's the
Hey,
podcast.
it's called
Like
Like
It Network.
Nonprofit
Nonprofit network.
Network.
But you know what? We should name our podcast
The North Star
The no-
Network.
the North Star
I'm gonna Google it.
Network.
See if somebody else got on
NSN.
Follow your passion.
Following.
North Star Network.
We are here at the North Star Network. Network.
Say that 3 times fast.
Following our passion. Oh my gosh. Anyway, thank you for joining us, Drill.
Yes,
and
Mark
let the
Drill.
Lord
Oh my
bless
God,
you.
you
Thank
guys.
you for joining us.
Thank you for
Yeah.
having me.
For sure.
And he'll be back.
Yeah, and we will see you next time.
Yeah.
Anything
Yeah,
else?
absolutely.
All right. Be well, guys.
Later, gang.
Go do good.
Keep your vision clear and your heart right.
Go do good.